I often get questions about what size my cards are, so I thought it was about time to do a back to basics how to make a Cardbase video. For a lot of you, you've been our customers for a long time, but it's also important to remember that there's always new people jumping in. To start with, I'm going to show you two products I couldn't live without, my Score Pal and Score Mat and my Fiskars paper trimmer. First, let's make a vertically oriented A2 card. To start with, I'm taking an 8.5 by 11 size piece of cardstock. I'll cut it equally in half by lining up at 4 1/4. This gives me two equally sized card bases. Now I'm going to slide down my score mat and insert the cardstock into my Score Pal. I'm going to make a score at 5.5 inches, flip it over, and using the score tool, I'm going to firmly score along that line for a nice smooth crease. I'm going to go ahead and score the second piece of paper so that I have two ready-made card bases. Now let's make a horizontally oriented A2 card. We'll begin again with an 8.5 by 11 size piece of cardstock, and this time we're going to hold it sideways. And I will make my cut at 5.5 inches wide. Moving over to my Score Pal, I've slid down the mat, and now I'll make the score at 4 1/4 inches. Flip it over, and using the included score tool, I will press along the score line for a nice smooth score. And I will repeat the process, again scoring at 4 1/4, flipping it over, and creating a nice crease with my score tool. Now let's create a 5 1/4 square card. I have a fresh piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, which I'm going to hold vertically and make my cut at 5 1/4 inches. Now I'm going to turn the paper, and I'm going to make a second cut at 10.5 inches. I've moved back over to my Score Pal, and I'm going to make a new score at 5 1/4 inches, flip it over, and use the score tool for a nice even crease. Here's a bonus though, don't waste your scraps. Use the remnant from the 5 1/4 card to create a tall skinny card. You're going to score at 5.5 inches, flip it over, press upon the crease, and now you have this sweet, skinny little card. I hope this Cardbase Basics video was helpful for you. Please join us at mftstamps.com.